How to cast on in the middle of your work. Left-handed. To download a guide with our 5 favorite tips to improve your knitting right now, visit newstitchaday.com/5knittips. For this tutorial, you'll need the following materials: a pair of knitting needles, and a ball of yarn. Special thanks to our sponsor Lion Brand for providing today's yarn. Today we are using their Lion's Pride Woolspun, available exclusively at Michael's Craft Stores and lionbrand.com, in the color Taupe. There are a few times where you may encounter in a pattern that you need to cast on in the middle of your work, which is going to be adding stitches after you've already casted on at the beginning of your work. You'll most often encounter this in a buttonhole. So what I've done here is prepped the bottom part of the buttonhole, and we're going to complete the buttonhole on top. But there are other times that you may encounter this. This technique will work for those as well. So what we're going to do, I'm going to use a knitted on cast on for this. I prefer this method because it's going to create a little bit stronger edge. You could also use like a backwards loop style cast on, which in that case we would just turn our work around and we would we would go this direction and place loops on our needle like so, and then we would be able to come back here and continue our work. We would just connect it. But that's not my favorite method. It's not very strong. So we're going to use a knitted on cast on. So again, I'm going to turn my work to the wrong side, and we'll insert our knitting needle into this stitch as if we were going to knit it, and we will draw a loop through and then place that onto what is now our main needle. Okay? When we turn it back around, it'll be our working needle, but right now it's our main needle. So that's added one stitch. So again, we use our working needle into the stitch as if to knit, but instead of transferring the stitch over, we're going to place this loop, we're going to draw out some slack and place it onto the main needle. Okay? And your pattern will tell you how many times you need to do this. In this case, we're going to do about 6 of these. So I've done 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay? So then I can just turn my work back around. We've added on these stitches into the middle of our work, and then we would just continue working our pattern as normal. Alright? So that's how we cast on in the middle of our work. Hey! I'm Johnny Vasquez, founder of New Stitch A Day and your teacher for this tutorial. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to learn from us. If you'd like to see more videos just like this, we produce new content every single day. Hence, New Stitch A Day. You can click the subscribe button so that you don't miss a single stitch. And if you click one of the links to the side here, you can see the previous stitch in our series or the next stitch in our series. And if you click this link, you'll be able to see one of my favorites. And don't forget, you can also download a PDF with the written instructions for this tutorial by clicking or using the URL link that's on the screen. Again, I want to thank you so much for learning with us, and I hope that we've helped make your knitting and crochet skills a little bit better today. Yarn on!